Hey, what is up, boys? It's your boy JB Cuts. I'm back with another YouTube banger. Today we're gonna do a burst fade tutorial with a design, and I'm not gonna talk too much. It's gonna be a voiceover type of video, you know what I mean? So don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. You wanna see more videos like this, and yeah, follow me also on, TikTok and Instagram. And let's get straight into this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Peace out. So I got straight to it with the neck strips and the cape. Immediately on going on his shoulder or his neck or his shirt, so when the client gets out of the barber shop, he goes looking clean and feeling clean with no itchiness or hair on his neck. Then as you can see, I parted his hair so I can get ready with the sectioning for the fade and also debulking to ensure that he stays and so that you can stay into that shape of a burst fade. And as you can see there, I went in with my trimmers, just cleaning up where I'm going. And then as you can see there, I did my first guideline, which is the lowest guideline, and the trimmer is not hitting that clean, but I'm gonna go in afterwards with my shaver. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys to it, watch some magic. And like I said, the trimmer first, cleaning his beard. I go once in with the beard and the fade, so I can beat two birds with one stone. And there, as you can see, I use my brush that I sell on my Instagram. Let's put it in if you guys don't know as yet. And how to order, you can DM me on TikTok or Instagram. So I got a shaver out, just went a few strokes with it, or actually I went quite a few. And you will see I change directions with the shaver, which means I shave in the against the direction the hair grows. So his beard also has like crowns in it, and I try to go against the way the hair grows. And I go in with my second guideline, which I keep it with the fingers width. And the goal with guidelines is not to actually create harsh guidelines, because it will just be more difficult and take more time to fade in. And time is money and it's a business, so you want to keep it, a haircut at least 30 minutes. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of my corners. I started from the bottom with my trimmers, first guideline, and I went open with my clippers, and I'm fading in with my corners just to keep it clean, and I'm not wasting any time with creating harsh guidelines. As you can see, there is not that faded, but I faded from the bottom halfway, and from there I just went straight into my design. So my client in the chair, he was about like 2 weeks ago in the chair. He got his haircut, so it's very easy for me to pick up where the design is, what I should do, if I can actually skip also a few steps like my guards. And as you can see there, you can just watch the process of me doing the design. The key of doing a design is just using your corners. Be slow, steady, patient. It will come, everything will fall in place once you hit it with that blade and that razor. So yeah, there you can see I go in with my one guard open just to lighten that space up. Like I said before, I faded from the bottom halfway, and now I'm just fading the middle part. So what I'm doing there is I'm using 1.5. Now I'm going a bit higher, so it's just increments, small increments, a finger's width, and another finger's width. And flick out motion, I start from the middle of my clipper and I fade upwards just to not create harsh guidelines. And that just ensures that I cut faster, I cut cleaner, and it helps me create no harsh guidelines, because I don't want my guy walking around with a whole lot of lines in his head, and his friends make fun of him, or the case is, where did you cut to? You cut at JB Cuts, and then that puts a bad reputation on you as a barber, so you don't want that. As you can see, the middle part is faded, the bottom part of the fade is faded. And what I'm doing here is I'm skipping a step. This is a trick for all you beginners. I struggled with this in the beginning of like my first 2 months, but I came, I picked it up quite fast along. And this is called clipper overcomb, making sure that I'm debulking from the fade and connecting to the top here. This is a burst fade, so you have to keep the shape of that fade. And you will see I will position my combs slightly outward from the head, just to create that darkness and that fade connecting from the top to the middle and the bottom. We don't have to still worry about the the trim as it will fall in place. But this is basically the rough draft. Like I said in my previous videos, you have your rough draft, you edit, and then you have a final draft the same way like a English essay. So same concept. Just enjoy how I trim the beard. As you can see, you guys don't have to be that pinnacle with the beard. Just make sure that you ask the client, because the beard can be more specific. Where do they want the beard more or less trimmed, and etc. As you can see, I part my guys here from in front, and what I'm doing here is just preparing myself to go in with my trimmers and get it sharp, smooth. I believe I will be using a number 1 guard to keep it nice and even, going down with the grain from the front, and you will just see how everything falls in place. So he has his head is around, so you have to arch your corners a bit upward. And like I said, I'm using my number 1, and let's just watch how the magic falls in place. And once we get to that trim, I'll just explain again how and what terminology you be using and attacking that hairline, because it looks like a rainbow at the moment, but we're gonna get it straight. So as you can see, the highest point is always the middle part. You want to keep that as your guideline, and then from there you just arch it towards the corners slightly upward, because the guy has a curved head. So with everyone is differently. You will just have to see how curved the guy's head is, and from there you based off, and you always look from afar. Is this hairline looking boxy? You understand? That is the main goal, make it look box and not like a rainbow, or not like a Vegeta type of hairline. So every professional barber or every barber knows that the razor is the most important part when it comes to the trim. It just gets it closer to the skin. It makes everything sharper. As you can see there, I'm just making the trim even more boxier, keep it more straight as possible. But the trim is defined by the razor. A razor is super important, and also what blade you use comes into place, also determining with how sharp your lines will be. As you can see, it's looking quite sharp, so the guy's gonna leave looking clean, satisfied, and that is the main goal: sharp, fresh, clean, and the client is satisfied, ensuring that hey, my guy is coming back. And like I said, the guy was 2 weeks ago in the chair and he's back again. So because why? He has to look fresh. So I am doing the design now, and like I said, the razor, the blade comes in good job or good work again. Look at that sharpness, showing the design even more clear, more sharper. And look at my guy, he's even smiling. So bro, if you're not using a razor and you don't know okay, let me just say like this: if you don't know how to use a razor as yet, there's quite a few videos on YouTube, like the balloon method. You use your phone, and if you do pop the balloon, you quite need a more steady hand, more practice. So with practice, practice makes more progress, and you'll become better, sharper, and known as the sharpest barber in town, like JB Cuts himself. So quick tip, whenever you do a design or wherever you do someone's trim, always know you need tension. So when you go down with the blade, you have to pull against that movement of going down. You will see my finger on top. I'm pulling the skin a bit upwards just to help me, not irritate the client's skin, and also to make the line even sharper and ensures me more control over the design or the trim, and allows me also not to do pushbacks or any unnecessary mistakes. So that is just a small quick tip that I can give you. And as you can see there, it's looking quite sharp. Not sharp as yet, but like I said, this is only the rough draft and it's already looking clean. I'm gonna initiate this once again, going in with the trimmers. First guideline, this is a burst fade, so remember from the top, sectioning and keeping the head shape the same, because my guy is growing that mallet type of burst fade, and killing two birds with one stone. I'm hitting that his beard also and his fade at the same time, and that's my first guideline. Like previously, I'm using my one guard to attack the middle part, going a finger's width. So we are working with 3 fingers width as I worked out on the other side of it, and just keeping that same consistency in the fade, with the same fade method, and also keeping that space from the front, or the finger widths from the front to the back, keeping the consistency flowing from the front to the back. And you see the 1.5 guard, I'm going in with it. So the importance of the 1.5, I don't want to create too much harsh lines, so I use the middle of my blade of the clipper, and from there I scoop it upwards, I flick it upwards, but with a longer motion. And from there, as you can see, I'm doing the same, skipping a step with the tool guard. I'm just going straight in with the clip over comb, and I'm just taking the hairs away that shouldn't belong there, and connecting the top to the bottom and to the middle of the fade. And this just ensures that everything looks flowy, and when the sharp lines come in, everything just connects perfectly. And I'm gonna let you guys enjoy it from there and check what's waiting ahead, how the transformation looks like. Remember how my guy looked in the beginning? You can pause backwards in the video and check how he looked, and just wait. And if you have been watching so far up until this time, don't forget to like, share and comment on this video. It will really help me actually. I'm not yet there like a company yet, but it will help me understand what type of videos I should post more. If you guys like content videos like this, if it helps you also, let me know. It just inspires us also, actually me also, to create more videos like this and post more videos like this, and we never know, it might even blow up. And yes, let me know in the comment sections if you would want to see more videos like this. And that is what I meant by when you do clip over comb. So I use my comb, I used it outward from the head, just creates that burst fade effect. And there I just went back in with my razor, making sure that my guy is clean, sharp.
Okay.
So what is a cherry on top of a cake? It just adds a finished touch to it. So the same with the haircut. You can't leave the client looking rusty, looking dry, even though the fade is in. He's still not looking that that fresh look. So invest into some hair products, for different type of hairs. It just ensures that the client feels fresh, looks fresh, and also first of all, ask them, do you want any hair products in the hair? Only reason being for that is because some people they prefer not having any hair products in the hair, and some people wash their hair afterwards. I'm that type of person who wash my hair afterwards, so I prefer no gel, no hair wax or hair pomade in my hair. But for content purposes also, and also just also kind, you want to look clean, you know what I mean. So as you can see, the gown nice and flowy, it looks messy, it looks from the top, it's nice and flow from the top to the bottom. The design is looking clean, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually did the guy good. So the montage video will become up shortly, the transformation that you have been waiting for if you have stick through the video so far. But if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Put on that thumbs up, that like button, and then notification button, so you can be notified once there's or more videos like this, or even more videos on my channel is being posted. And boom, there we go. And yeah, thank you for watching.